Ram trucks built to serve.
You are now entering the No Bull Zone, sponsored by Credible. You get great rates, and you don't have to deal with any of the bull. The Chiefs. Wow, look at this play. That was important.
Yeah, it's in the playoffs.
How about this one? Another great play from Chris
I think
Jones.
they won that game by like 17, so I think they would have been okay.
Okay, maybe these don't matter. Maybe you should let them release them. Right now, it does not look like Chris Jones will be on the field next Thursday when the Chiefs play the Lions.
Yeah. All right, America, I'm just going to jump in
Not
here.
good.
Because America, what's about to happen is
Not
you're
good
going to hear
vibes.
from one honest arbiter and 3 charlatans. 3 people that are going to say a lot of things they
Three
do
sense
not
makers.
believe. And I hate to say that about my colleagues, but it's about to happen. Because what they're going to try to do is try to act like they're concerned when they're not. Because is Chris Jones a great player? No question. Does Chris Jones deserve to be paid? Absolutely. Is he going to get paid by the Chiefs? He is.
Okay, then get it done. What are you waiting
Right,
for?
thank you.
Cap change?
Yeah.
The new TV deal coming that I'm not aware of?
Okay, so again, I'm talking to the audience, not you jackals right now. Again, it's a bunch of, misdirection to avoid this simple question. If Chris Jones misses the first 7 games, which is the absolute worst case scenario, how
It's been
bad
worst
is it
case
really?
scenario
So I would ask
up
you,
until
I would
this
ask
point, so.
everyone this question. Is Patrick Mahomes the best he's ever been right now?
It's very good.
Okay. Is the defense
very
ever
good.
going to be worse than it was Mahomes' rookie year when it was literally last? Or not his rookie year, his first year starting? No. So that was the worst Mahomes and the worst defense. How did it go? They went 12-4 and lost in overtime of the AFC title game to the greatest player who ever lived. Right? And we didn't even get the rules changed like those crybaby Buffalo Bills did after an overtime playoff loss. So Wilds is about to tell you,
True.
but Jared Goff, when he's not pressured, they could lose that opening game. Could they? Because here's how Mahomes does. Well, it's not just 5-0. Because we'd be like, but that's with Chris Jones. Here's how Mahomes does in season openers. So all you got to do to beat the Chiefs in the season opener is score at least 38. If you think the Lions can do that, bully for them. And then the next question would be, what is the Chiefs' worst-case scenario record-wise through 7 weeks? We can show you their schedule. Because, Coach, as it happens, Coach, all of the divisional road games, the game against Buffalo, the game against Philly, the game against the Bengals, the game at New England, all of the games are after Week 8. Aside from the revenge game against the Jags, who maimed Patrick's ankle in the playoffs with an incredibly dirty, potentially illegal play, they don't have a tough game through the first 7 weeks.
Really?
Really?
Look, I
Really?
think it's good
The
for
Jets
them
could
that
be
they
that's
open
gonna
with
be your game
Detroit
too,
and
obviously.
Jacksonville, because those are 2 high-powered offenses, and it'll show them how much they can survive without Chris Jones. All right, so I think
Yeah,
they
if they
can
lose to the Lions
split
week
those
1.
first 2. No question.
Because it's
and then the
very
Jets
bad
is gonna
defense.
be a tough game. So that's 3 tough
Could really
games
start to
in
get
your
interesting.
first 4. So look, and maybe that'll help Chris Jones. Maybe if they struggle early, they'll get Chris Jones back, and say, look, we need him now. We better get him back.
It's amazing to me. Nick has always been an advocate for players and always been an advocate for players
want him to get
getting
money.
paid. He says that, but yet in the same token, he says, we don't need Chris Jones.
Not through the first 7
When
weeks.
we had the worst defense in the world, we could still win. We don't need Chris Jones. So, Chris Jones, if you're watching, make sure that you tweet at Nick because he has single-handedly said, you are not significant.
That's not what he's saying.
For them to win the game.
Wait a
Kinda
second.
said
Wait,
that too.
We don't need him.
hold on,
He's saying
wait
if
a
there's
second.
any time
Wait
to
a
not be
second.
with Chris
Wait,
Jones,
wait,
it's with
you
these
gotta be
these
honest
first
here.
7 games.
That is
Chiefs
honest.
GM has said they are paying him, and that they were one of the reasons.
him.
What are you waiting for?
What are we doing?
Guys, is Nick Bosa going to be on the Niners this year?
He's so mad that they don't pay Joe Burrow,
No.
but he's not mad at
No.
Chris. He's mad about
No, you
Joe
guys,
Burrow,
hold
but he's
on.
not mad
I'm
about you.
not mad about Joe Burrow.
It's true. I was just thinking
find
that too.
it curious that a deal that is very easy to get done, that we all said was going to get done, has not gotten done. The Chris Jones thing is not complicated.
Right.
It's not complicated on why it is not gotten done. The second highest paid defensive tackle in football makes $24 million a year. The highest paid makes $32 million a year. Because of that Aaron Donald outlier contract, they're at an impasse. They are at an impasse that it would appear is lasting longer than anyone expected. And I think Chris Jones is wildly important to their ability to win 3 consecutive playoff games. Yeah, to win the Super Bowl.
They're not going 20.
Yeah, he's just saying they don't need him for those first 7 games when they play nobody of real importance.
Not with this schedule.
can I say-
No.
And maybe the Jets, but
Stephon Diggs missed one half of practice, 4 hours of everything on field time. And we were like, bad vibes, worst vibes. This guy missed.
The Jags too.
He's going to miss 2 months.
This is
of
where.
games.
It's not like the
Like
Bills
that.
and Bengals at the end of the season. Those are much more important games.
Hold on, but this is where I will say again, you're all being dishonest. Because right now,
If they lose these games without Chris Jones,
Chris
it's
Jones
going to really put
announced
pressure on
his
those games where
and what
Different vibes.
they're at the Bills and they're at the
No,
Bengals.
no.
Because those are probably going to be games for first place with those teams.
Would anyone at this table say the Chiefs,
much later
who are
in the year
currently
this year
the
than it
biggest
was last
Super Bowl
year.
favorites, if Chris Jones announced his retirement, that should substantially change? Would anyone?
A retirement is a different.
Let's see how that defensive line plays without him. You've got a lot of young, inexperienced guys with very little production. Let's see how they do without him.
For a team that has had a bad defense every year of the last 5 years, and they're the winningest team in the league over the
Yes, so
last
don't pay any defensive players on the Chiefs.
No,
that's Nick's message.
that's not my
Ben
message,
Simmons
Coach.
back to Philly next.
That's not my message.
another guy.
And he's going to get $30 million a year.
So you don't need to drag your TV all around town. Just download the podcast. It fits in your pocket. It's available on Apple, Spotify,
Sometimes I can't even
Google,
respond to
or in
what
the
Kevin
bread
says.
section of your local market. Ben Simmons
I just called
update.
him Kevin.
Sat down with Mark Spears. He said he's locked in and floated this idea, Brew. I'm just reading you a direct quote
stop
from
it.
Mark Spears, who, by the way, has been doing an awesome job getting these interviews.
And did he just make the Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Great job. I'll always have love for Philly. People always ask me, like, if you were to get traded again, where would you want it to be? I'm not sure anyone asked him that for the record.
Nobody
I always
asks
say,
him that.
just Philly. Philly is a second home to me. Brew, your reaction.
Bizarre. And if I'm Philadelphia, because obviously two have to, make this happen, there's no way I want Ben Simmons back.
You don't say.
Zero?
Zero. And he would have to not only get back to what he was early in his career, which was 15, 8-8, he'd have to be way better. I'm not convinced. I mean, he said he's going to be dominant this year. He was just talking a lot, which is nice to see him confident, but come on, I got to see it. I'm sorry.
I like it.
And no, I Philly, I don't
You
want to
like
see a
it?
reunion. No reunion.
Well,
I don't like it at all.
James Harden, he's calling Daryl Morey a liar and said he would never play for him.
Yeah.
I like it. I know there's
in
stats that Daryl
Wait, you
Morey's
wanna-
got.
you
They're
wanna
like,
run
hey,
that-
you and Ben work, Joel.
You want to run the Harden Ben
you
trade
want
back?
him back in Philly?
No.
I like it.
No,
I
okay.
give me
All right.
something better. Who's there for Harden?
I'm not gonna
Well, next
use
I don't
proper
think Nets will
nouns
do
here.
that.
I'm not gonna name names.
Nets will do
there-
that in a second.
There are certain people in the NBA
Ben Simmons isn't
media
playing.
podcaster
James Harden just led
space
the league in
that
assists.
no matter what they say, Wild is like not doing it on the show. We're not. There's nothing this person could say that it's going to make the show. They just say ridiculous things. So we're not even going to engage in it. Ben Simmons, everything he says is ridiculous. Everything he says. And I understand there is a part of me that would like to be more empathetic about whatever he is or isn't going through. But then you check out your Instagram feed and he's trolling who? The Sixers, right?
Hey.
Who was his second home,
Right.
second team.
Yeah, it's true. He was watching them lose.
Didn't
He
it?
did do that.
Very recently.
The glass of wine.
That happened. So Ben Simmons is, in my opinion, not an active NBA player. So him talking about where he wants to play is not all that relevant. So no, I don't buy it.
If he comes back and looks
He's not
great,
coming back.
his back feels
There's
good.
no way he's going to be Philly.
He's not
He's
coming
not.
back.
His
I
back-
would love-
Nobody in Philadelphia
I would love
legitimately
him to
wants
play
Ben
Philly.
Simmons.
Why would
Speak
why would
up next. Prediction week continues tomorrow and the